learned of this, we've also been very aware, I guess, of other people having some pretty significant issues from using Q-tips in their pets' ears. So we've now come across everything from a pet parent accidentally breaking their pet's ear bones, a pet parent accidentally ruptured their pet's tympanic membrane, or their, what's that? Gosh, I know all the technical terms sometimes. I forget the eardrums. The eardrum. I forget the layman's terms. The eardrum, ruptured an eardrum. Or, and what's happened many times is people actually cause their pets infections in their ears by going to clean stuff out with the Q-tip and accidentally pushing debris, wax, bacteria, yeast that naturally hibernate in the ears, and pushing that deep into the ear and actually causing an ear infection. So we're big on promoting the new, better method of keeping our pets' ears clean. So with that being said, that's the basis of how we developed the ear cleaning drops. Is we wanted a product that was safe to just fill the ear canal and let sit in the ear canal, so that you don't have to actually get down in there with a Q-tip and clean it out. So what you benefit from with the ear cleaning drops is not risking your pet's ear health by having to put Q-tips down in there, but also when the product is allowed to sit down in the ear canal, it's going to stay in there for many hours before it dries out. And so this is how the ear cleaning drops work so amazingly, why we have sold thousands and thousands of them, especially to our hairless pet parents who are constantly dealing with this ear gunk, ear funk, right?
Ear tar.
Because it sits down in there and it breaks up this debris and helps to kill bacteria and yeast, and it actually flushes the ear. It pushes it right out of the ear canal. So what you need to get this done is, it's a good idea to have a little towel to use for your dirty cotton pads.
Some treat to persuade them.
Some treats to persuade them. So we do use cotton pads after we put the drops in, just to wipe the easily accessible parts of the ears, the outer part of the ear, to clean. So that way you have a place to put your dirty cotton pads. And then it's a good idea to have a towel to place over your pet's head after you apply the drops, because cats or dogs just don't like the feeling of moisture, any liquid in their ears, just like us. We know when we get water in our ear, we're like trying to get it out, right? So they're going to immediately shake their head. And because the product is oil-based, it will stain clothing, it will stain walls, it will stain any surfaces like a couch or anything. So have a towel available to put over your pet's head to catch that as they shake their head. And then my mom's actually going to show you, we're going to show you how we're going to wrap Stubbin up. So if you're doing it by yourself, or you just have a pet that's really squirmy, it's a good idea to wrap them really well first. But before we get him going, because once I actually put the drops in his ears, he's going to want to run, which is very normal. Your pet is going to shake their head. Your pet is going to want to run away, but you want to make sure you have them secure enough to treat both of the ears before you let them go. So we'll do that at the very end here. But just to go over a bit the proper use of this product, when you first start the product, you're in what's called the primary phase. I call it the primary phase because your pet has a lot of buildup in their ear, possibly. I mean, if you're doing a furry dog like Bailey, most likely you don't have a whole lot of buildup in their ears, so it's just going to be a maintenance thing right from the get-go. But if you have a hairless cat, you have a Rex cat, a hairless dog, French bulldog, some of the breeds of dogs that get a lot of buildup in their ears too, you're going to need to use the drops daily for about 5 to 7 days, sometimes 10 days, sometimes less than 5 days. It really depends on your pet. So you have to kind of monitor that, but 5 to 7 days is the average. And you'll know when you no longer have to use the drops daily, when you look in their ear and it's all completely dry and all of the discharge has been pulled out then you know that you're done the primary phase, and then you go into the maintenance phase with the drops, which is just once every week or once every 2 weeks, depending again on your pet. So Mr. Stubby, and the longer you use the ear cleaning drops as well, the less frequent you're going to have to use them. So Stubbin now has been on them for 3 years now, since we made the product, I think, about 3 years. And so now his ears are really just so good most of the time that I only use it every other week on him. The amount of drops you put in the ear is going to change depending on your pet. Initially, when we were promoting this, we were saying 4 drops, which was kind of average for a cat. But, you know, now we realize like there's a whole wide variety of pets that are using this. So it's anywhere from 2 drops to 20 drops, whatever it takes to fill your pet's ear canal. As you're putting it into the ear, when you start to see the liquid in the ear and you see it coming to a visible level, then that's when you know that's enough drops and you stop right there. So it could end up being 6 or 8 drops for your cat. You know, sometimes it's just hard to really count because, especially with cats, they're, you know, not cooperating while we're trying to get the drops in there. So with Stubbin now, honestly, I don't count drops. I just squeeze until I see it filling up his ear, and he's really quite a bit squirmy. So then I cover his ear and, you know, just move on. So I think that's good. So yeah, the product is great for, I have a lot of skinny pig parents using it, hairless cats, hairless dogs, or any cats with fur or dogs with fur. It is appropriate for all cat and dog breeds and appropriate for any other small animals like skinny pigs who may need it. And it just works great. It's just great stuff. 100% natural. Oh, it's fine if they do, you know, lick a little bit of it. So often after you put it in, they might be scratching their ear a little and then lick their paw, and that's okay. It's perfectly safe because it's all pet safe ingredients, all plant-based ingredients, and you don't have to worry about that. One other question I get with it a lot is it normal for them to keep shaking their head after you use it? And it is fairly common for them to shake their head still for even up to an hour or 2 after. It just kind of depends on how much of a drama queen your pet is. So Stubbin will shake on and off for a good almost hour after. So it's pretty typical. Again, it's not hurting them. It's not, you know, something wrong with the product or anything like that. It's just,
they feel something.
They just feel something in their ears. They don't like it and they want to get it out. But that's how it works because it's oil-based. It's meant to stick down in their ear, and that's how it's doing its job, is by staying in there for several hours. So they're just annoyed by it. But if they're shaking their head continuously and it's been like 12 hours or 24 hours, then you definitely need to reevaluate. Your pet may be having an actual sensitivity to it. But we've very frequently ever had anybody actually sensitive to the drops. Okay, Mr. Stubby, you ready to be our bottle? He's like, no. But you are due for some ear cleaning.
I need more.
So, step 1, we're gonna wrap him up. So you start just right above the neck there, and then you wrap tightly under their chin, like that. So you make their feet,
baby burrito,
and hands inaccessible. You got it?
Yep.
Here's the.
I got him.
I don't know if you can hold him up so people can see
I
a
will.
little better.
Let me get him this way. There we go.
And then it's just, there we go. Critical to hold
Yeah.
kind of tight right there by their neck, or immediately they're going to start shoving the claws out. And you're going to be so that's what we call the kitty straitjacket, which of course this technique can be used for a dog too, but that's just what we've called it for years. So now you have good access to their ear, and you can just gently even fold their ear back like that if you feel comfortable, so that their canal is really open and exposed. Here's the towel. and shake the product before you use it, please. It's all natural, so things will separate. You want to make sure it's really evenly dispersed so that it works correctly. Hey, buddy. There we go. He's not shaking that ear. And if you don't feel comfortable, you don't know how to fold their ear back, then, you know, don't. Just, if you don't fold it back, you can just pull it back a little. But just be mindful of how hard you're squeezing your pet's ear. I've had a few people use the product, and then after they're like, my cat's tip of its ear is all red. And I'm like, were you possibly a little nervous when you were doing the drops and you were kind of clamping down on their ear? Yeah, just something to think about, you know. Just be gentle with their ears, it's sensitive. Okay, hold on. Now he's gonna shake. Okay, buddy. Shake, shake. You gonna shake? He wanted to shake and then he stopped. Okay. So yeah, then you want to massage it just like that. And then take your cotton pad and I'm just wiping. I'm not shoving it down in there, but I'm just wiping the outside parts that are very easily accessible and the parts I can see all the way up to the top of his ear. And I even go down a little bit, like towards the corner of his eye, because he gets a lot of oil there, and it's just kind of like a little partial facial at the same time. So there we go. That's what's just wiping the outside edge. Can you turn this something?
There we go.
One more side, buddy.
Smells good.
Yes, good point. So a lot of people have asked me too if it's okay that their other pets lick the ear cleaning drops after you put it in your pet's ear, because many people with multiple cats or like the skinny pigs, their pet brothers or sisters will be licking their ears out after. The pets seem to really, really like the taste of the ear cleaner. So, you know, of course that's not ideal because we want the product to stay in the ear, not to have the other pet licking it out. But it's completely safe and fine if they do lick it, because it's safe to ingest, which is, you know, a huge bonus of using all natural products. Oh, there we go. So there's the famous head shake. All right, that's it. Yep, he got some on our couch, so we gotta go and clean the couch now. Here, and
need a little treat.
Give him a little treat. And that's it for Stubby's demo. So thank you everyone for watching.